Dopamine is a chemical molecule that acts as a messenger, which transmits information between brain cells. This type of chemical messenger in the brain is called a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitters travel across the brain and bind to molecules called receptors. The receptors then relay the signal carried by the neurotransmitter from one cell to another. Different neurotransmitters are made in different parts of the brain and have varying functions. Dopamine is produced in brain areas called the substantia nigra, the ventral tegmental area, and the hypothalamus.
The brain consists of billions of neurons, or nerve cells, which communicate via chemical messages, or neurotransmitters. When a neuron is sufficiently stimulated, an electrical impulse called an action potential is generated and travels down the axon to the nerve terminal. Here it triggers the release of a neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft, a space between neurons. The neurotransmitter then binds to a receptor on a neighboring neuron, generating a signal in it, thereby transmitting the information to that neuron. The major reward pathways involve transmission of the neurotransmitter dopamine from the ventral tegmental area, the VTA, of the midbrain to the limbic system and the frontal cortex. Engaging in enjoyable activities generates action potentials in dopamine-producing neurons of the VTA. This causes dopamine release from the neurons into the synaptic space. Dopamine then binds to and stimulates dopamine receptor on the receiving neuron. This stimulation by dopamine is believed to produce the pleasurable feelings or rewarding effects. Dopamine molecules are then removed from the synaptic space and transported back into the transmitting neuron by a special protein called dopamine transporter.